Okay, well, let's see. We just have a couple of people coming in. Um, all right, let's get started. First of all, everyone, if you could please mute if you're not speaking, that would be great. I just want to welcome everyone to the Prosper 2024 Exhibitor Office Hours. I'm Irene Gruen. I'm Prosper Show's Associate Marketing Director. I'm joined by Randy Cavett, our Operations Manager. Many of you have spoken to her, I'm sure. And in the background, we have the rest of the Prosper team as well for any questions that come up. First of all, on behalf of the entire team, I wanted to thank you all for deciding to exhibit at Prosper Show. We really appreciate your support and we want to help you make the most out of your exhibiting experience. And that was the driver for arranging this exhibitor office hours today. With the event coming up quickly in 5 weeks, we know it's crunch time and it's the perfect moment to take a minute and meet up and discuss what you need to know and do for a successful experience at Prosper this year. This webinar is being recorded and it will be made available on a webpage that I'll show you in a few minutes. So if you have any colleagues that missed it and you want them to get this information, they'll be able to watch it as well. We've also enabled a Q&A feature, so if you have questions as we go, put them in the chat and we will address them toward the end. Here's the agenda. We may go a little bit out of order, but here are the points that we'll be hitting on today. We'll talk about the poker run, the exhibitor newsletter, website pages that you'll want to know about, the exhibitor console, the customer invites program, the show mobile app, and then we'll have our Q&A. So let's get started with the poker run, something fun. So the poker run is a free program for all exhibitors and you can participate in it. It's basically our way of helping you drive engagement and drive attendees to your booth. Every exhibitor will receive a deck of cards and the image that you see on the screen is what the card back is going to look like. We will hand out to every exhibitor a deck of cards, and that's going to happen during setup. So rest assured you'll get your deck of cards. When the show opens, attendees will walk the floor, and as they go, they'll collect a playing card from every exhibitor. So attendees will collect these playing cards, and then they will turn in their best poker hand at the registration desk for a chance to win a prize. So this is your opportunity to have the cards ready and you can just hand out a card to people as they walk by, or better yet, you can have them take some sort of action like scan their badge or watch a demo first. So the winners are going to be announced at the end of the show, and this is what keeps attendees in the show floor because they want to hang out, see if they won. They have to be present to win. And the attendees will be very engaged. So this is an exciting program. And only sellers are eligible for prizes. So this program, I actually did it at a different show recently and it was a real hit. So I hope that all of you take advantage of it and tell your team to participate. Next, the exhibitor newsletter. Every other week or so, you should be receiving regular communications from us highlighting important information. And if you're on this webinar, you're most likely receiving the exhibitor newsletter because that is where we put the link, you can see on the display there, for registering for this session. The newsletter is sent to anyone who is a marketing or contract contact, as well as anyone who is registered as an exhibitor for the show. So as your staff registers, they'll get added to this list. So your sales team, for example, if they're coming to the show, they should be getting this communication as well. Everything that I'm going over in the webinar is also covered in our newsletter, so it's a great place to refer back to get information or if you need links. If you haven't received the newsletter, first check your spam folder. If you still don't have it, reach out to your salesperson, or you can email us at exhibit@prospershow.com and we'll make sure you get a copy of it. So next, I want to direct you to a couple of pages on the show website that are useful. So I am going to stop the share for this presentation. So give me a second to reshare here. Oop, and I'll take this window away. Okay, can everyone, Randy, can you raise your hand if you can see my web page there? Okay, perfect. So here we are on the Prosper Show website. And there are two tabs that have really important information for you, obviously on the Exhibitor tab. So you'll want to first look at exhibiting tips and exhibitor resources. So I am going to take us through exhibiting tips first. What's great about this page is whether you're a first-time exhibitor to any show, to Prosper Show, or even if you've done this a lot, there's some great resources here. There's always something new to learn. So first, on the very top of this page, this is where we're going to put the recording for this webinar. So while this still has the register now for our current session, this is where we will put the recording, hopefully by end of day tomorrow, but may take a little bit longer. If you keep scrolling down, there's some great videos and tutorials. There's a quick video I recorded here on how to access the exhibitor console. We will go over the console in a few moments, but just remember there's a video here on how to get in. There are also videos that Freeman, our general services contractor, provided for us just on exhibiting in general, booth engagement and staffing tips, budgeting, booth design. Here's a really good one, shipping and material handling 101. There's always a lot of questions surrounding that, so you can watch a short video. There are also videos on lead retrieval from Maritz, our registration provider, here and here. And then there is a mobile app tutorial. Now the mobile app, we'll get into it in a little bit, but you'll definitely want to be using the app so you can engage with other attendees and set up meetings, and it's just a great resource in general. So now that we've covered this page, I'd like to go back to the exhibitor resources page, which is really like the meat and potatoes of everything you need here. At the top of this page, there are some quick links like easy, I'll go from easy to more involved floor plan, hotel reservations. If you haven't booked your hotel reservations, the deadline was just extended to February 9th, so you have a little bit of time, but definitely make sure you do that. Again, I'm going to get to the console and the service manual, but I just want to point out these drop downs if you need quick and easy information. Here's move in and move out dates and times, or show hours. Again, I'll get to these important items in a minute, but let me just talk real quick about the customer invite program and the mobile app. So the customer invite program, all exhibitors have the opportunity to invite customers to Prosper Show with a free expo only pass for sellers. We're also giving you assets to promote your involvement in the show. So basically we have a partner named Invites. I know it's spelled a little differently. They have sent you an email from Prosper Show Customer Invite Program. There was a link to a dashboard that has assets that has your company name and your promo code on there. If you didn't receive the email, you can check your spam folder. Or if you just want to get it very quickly, you can come back to this page and click this portal request link, and Invites will get an email from you saying, hey, send me my dashboard. They'll email you a link to your dashboard. The other way to access your free expo only promo code pass is just simply to go into the exhibitor registration portal and you'll find your promo code right there. And again, the pass is for sellers only. Next, oops, clicked the wrong thing here. The mobile app. The mobile app is now live. It's a great resource again, for the show. I really highly encourage you to log into the desktop version of the app here using this link. The link is also in the exhibitor newsletter. You'll want to set up your team, set up your company information, and make it really easy for attendees to learn who you are. And then once you do that, you'll be able to go into the app and do matchmaking with the attendees. Once you complete your profile update, you'll want to just download the app in general on your mobile app, on your phone or your tablet, just so you'll be able to use the app on site. So let's go back to the console. Now, I'm going to show you in a different tab here, but on this page, if you ever need a quick link and how to log in, the information is all right here. This is the home page of the console. So I'm going to log in right here. And what you want to do is click here to access the Exhibitor Hub, or go up here and click Exhibitor Hub. The console is basically where your company listing is housed. That's a website facing, and then it also has information on deadlines and on show orders and that sort of thing. So I just want to show you an example of the listing first. I'm just going to click on this company, Airwallex. So as you can see, the heading for the company listing is the Prosper Show generic one. It says upload your image here. You'll create a JPEG that is 1440 by 360. And then if you click the three drop downs here and do add cover photo, you'll be able to update your picture here. And now I'm going to show you a company that has already updated there, so you can see this one here. So you can see this company created their own custom heading, and you can do the same thing and add it here. And then this is where you can add your profile logo. So if you keep scrolling down, you'll also be able to update your company name and description and website by clicking edit. And you can fill in all of this information here and then hit save. You can also update all of your social media channels here by clicking edit. And then here they have LinkedIn, but of course, if you have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you can add that too. And then hit save, of course. And then the next thing that you'll want to do here is go back up to the three dots and click Visit Organization Hub. And that is going to take you to the bottom of your listing here. Now, this is only for you to see. The outward facing attendees do not see it. There are two sections. One is featured links. There's a link to our exhibitor service manual. In a minute, I'm going to turn this over to Randy to chat about that. There's an FAQ page, another link to the hotel and travel, and then a Prosper Show brand kit. Here are tasks, and you can see this exhibitor has already crossed some of them off, but let's pretend they're not crossed off. I don't want to uncross off their tasks. What you'll want to do is click on these drop downs, and you can get more information about staff badges. Up here, you see how it's linked. If you click this, you will land in the exhibitor registration portal. You could see the link right there. And same down here, and more information on move in and move out, shipping and handling with links to the advance and show site shipping labels, and so on. The information for customer invites and the mobile app is a repeat of what you saw on the resource page earlier. So now I am going to click into the exhibitor service manual and let Randy kind of chat a little bit about that, and then we could go into questions. So here, exhibitor service manual, I'm going to click again, and here it is. So Randy, go ahead.
Thank you, Irene. Before I dive into the Exhibitor Services Manual, I'm Randy Cavett, Operations Manager over the Prosper Show. I understand that a few of you guys are having trouble logging into the Mandalay Bay Exhibitor Services portal. I have noted that. We'll be in touch with Mandalay Bay to troubleshoot that issue, so we're on that. So just know that. If you haven't already done so, I highly recommend you familiarizing yourself with the Exhibitor Services Manual. This is a helpful guide to help you prepare for the upcoming Prosper Show. Here you'll find information on just rules and regulations, our official service providers and partners, and deadlines. We've got a few upcoming discount deadlines that are steadily approaching that I'd just like to highlight really quickly. February 2nd is the first day that you can start shipping your freight to the Freeman Advanced Warehouse. Please keep in mind, if you plan to ship direct to the Mandalay Bay, the facility will not receive your freight until March 4th. If your freight arrives any earlier than March 4th, there is a chance that it'll be refused by the facility. So just keep that in mind. Another important deadline is the Freeman discount deadline. And Freeman is our general show contractor, and they provide furnishings, deco, graphics, and various amounts of accessories for your exhibit space. And that deadline is February 5th. I highly encourage all of you guys to take advantage of that. We did receive an extension for our housing deadline. That's been pushed to February 9th. Book now, book before February 9th to have a reduced hotel rate at the Mandalay Bay, Luxor, Delano, and or the Four Seasons. Those properties are all in the Prosper Show block. You can find that on our exhibitor services page along with, and it's also in the console. The Mandalay Bay discount deadline is in a couple of weeks on February 13th. So just keep all of those in mind. A breakdown of vendor deadlines and contact information is all housed within the Exhibitor Services Manual. And location of the hall is Mandalay Bay, Bayside B. That's also where registration is going to be located. So when you arrive at Mandalay Bay, head over to Bayside B, pick up your badge, and you can begin moving in as early as Monday, March 4th at 8 a.m. That's just a quick overview of the Exhibitor Services Manual. Happy to open it up for questions for Irene and I.
I do see some questions in here, so I think I'll start it. One question. Oh, I think you already answered this one. What day can exhibitors access the expo hall? Looks like it's already been answered. Next question. Is there any way to rent a screen from your preferred service providers? Doesn't look like Freeman is offering that service.
So AV could be rented through Mandalay Bay Exhibitor Services, and you can order that through the portal. Again, we will troubleshoot that Mandalay Bay portal login issue and provide you guys with an update on that.
Okay, another question here. If we are using Freeman as our only booth provider, do we need to worry at all about shipping? Or is the point of Freeman to be completely off hands in the context of the Shipping 101 video?
Right. So I think it definitely depends on the capacity Freeman is helping you with your exhibit space, but Freeman does offer shipping services, and all of that information can be found on Freeman Online. The link can be found on our website, and I believe a direct link to Freeman Online shipping services has been shared in the chat.
Okay, I see. And here's a question on everyone's minds. What happens if my booth is compact? Can my team just bring it in, hand carry it the moving day?
Definitely. You can definitely hand carry in your booth into the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. And all labor union rules and laws are outlined in the exhibitor kit very neatly. It breaks down what exhibitors can and cannot do, and when hired labor is required.
And just a note about registration, I meant to mention, definitely encourage yourself, well, do it yourself and your staff to register in advance. It saves a lot of time on site. So that way you can just show up and quickly they'll print out your badge. So please do that in advance as much as you can. Does anyone have any other questions? Oh,
We have another question that that would be helpful to answer. It is, It says the invites assets only mention our booth number, no company name or logo. Most of the graphics are not showing. Is this by design? Also, the invites email seems suspicious.
So the invites email, I know it may look suspicious, especially they have an interesting spelling, but that is definitely one of our providers. And then I'm sorry, can you just repeat I don't see the other piece of the question to read off of it.
Their graphics aren't showing. Is this by design?
They're not showing what?
On invites, their invite assets.
I think we may have to take a second look at that and just make sure nothing is going wrong. So Ashley, maybe if you could just save that question and we'll take a look after the call.
Great.
But basically, the purpose of the assets, assuming they're working properly, is to use them on your social media channels or use them in to create emails or even web banners on your website.
For Randy, did you say items arriving before March 4th could be sent back? Can you please confirm that? March 4th is a setup day, correct?
Correct. So Monday, March 4th is the first day of exhibitor move-in. And this only applies to shipments and freight that is being delivered directly to the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. Those items cannot be delivered until March 4th. Anything that is delivered prior to March 4th, there is a possibility that the facility will refuse them. So I recommend shipping your items in advance to the Freeman warehouse to ensure that all of your freight and items get to the Mandalay Bay Convention Center on time and they're ready and there when you show up on Monday, March 4th.
Do we need to prepare tables and chairs ourselves?
Yes, and Freeman offers all furnishings for exhibitors but this would be at the exhibitor's expense.
The next question is, can we rent AV and booth setup equipment from external vendors except Freeman and Mandalay?
So Freeman and Mandalay Bay are our official service partners for the show. So that is not allowed. However, if you like purchase, like bring in a monitor yourself, like you ship in your own monitor and you are able to set that up yourself, but no outside vendors.
Thank you. Will everything we purchase from Freeman be at our booth when we arrive?
Yes, if you make those orders in advance, they will be ready when you arrive at the convention center. Freeman does have a service desk that will be on the show floor upon arrival, and any services that you may need while on site, they are there to process those for you.
Okay. Logging into the Prosper Show app shows no available events. Is this a problem just for me?
Yolanda, I saw you go
Yes.
off mute. Are you able to?
Can I get a little bit more, when you say no, what was the question? No, it doesn't show any.
No available events.
So make sure you are not using the app from last year. You always have to uninstall and reinstall every year. So it should have the new Prosper colors and logo, should not reflect anything of the old Prosper logo and colors. So yes, the event is up and running. You should be able to see the sessions that are currently up on the website. Attendees are in the app, and so are exhibitors.
And if there are continued issues, just send us an email and we'll be able to help you troubleshoot.
The next question is there any issue shipping to Freeman from a date perspective? Just juggling a couple different things and are going to send things earlier than normal.
Yeah, so Freeman begins accepting freight and shipments to their advanced warehouse starting on February 2nd through the 27th. So February 2nd through the February 27th, Freeman is accepting shipping for all freight for your booth. If your freight happens to arrive after the 27th deadline, that is fine. There just might be a few more material handling and storage fees tacked on to that.
And then a note for us that the certificate of insurance example link is not working. We can look at that and update.
We'll look into that and get that updated for you.
Yeah.
If I can just get your name and email, I'm happy to forward over the sample COI right after this office hours.
Lovely. And then I think this might be the last question. If we go through our entire deck of cards for the poker run, can we get another deck from the show staff to give out at the booth?
So we are planning on one deck of cards per company. And I also forgot to mention too, when you get the cards, it's a good idea to shuffle them just to, and you want to make sure you're giving someone a random card so you're not like stacking the deck. We may have some extra decks, but it's really just going to be a matter of, first come, first serve type of thing. But the general idea is that it's one deck of cards.
Okay, I think that's all of the questions. If there's nothing else.
Great. Okay. Well, we are right up on 30 minutes. So I want to thank everyone for coming. And of course, we're available anytime if you think of any other questions after the call. Thanks, everybody, and have a great day.